Hello and good morning. Today we take a look at globalization, and there is one answer that one of my students wrote quite a long time ago about the positive and negative consequences of globalization. Now, what is good about this text? We first have an introduction. There is absolutely no denying the fact that globalization affects every single one of us in some way. You may say this is just one sentence, but actually it is totally enough. Now, what is nice is this structure here, so I'll just highlight the positive ones that strike me as we go along. Now, the famous phenomenon promotes growth and increased prosperity of the participating economies and has, like the statement says, definitely lifted living standards in some parts of the world. Due to the reduction of barriers, such as important taxes, goods are exported all over the world nowadays, stimulating competition. This has led so she uses structure she because, well, it was a girl who wrote this. This has led to, so things like that. She doesn't repeat globalization, but she says phenomenon. Then this has led to an improved availability, quality, and variety of products, and also keeps the prices relatively low. Therefore, another nice linking word, inflation is less likely to occur. Besides, here we go, technological progress is at a racing pace, and there is a major increase in international investment in less developed countries. Because of the improved telecommunication systems, there's a lot of cultural exchange nowadays. We are able to contact people at the other end of the world with a simple mouse click, and the internet enables us to exchange ideas and information regardless of geographical location. Now, these little things with a simple mouse click are also nice. This cultural intermingling, so another nice vocab piece, has made us more open and tolerant towards other countries and cultures. So what does she do in that first part? In that first part, so all of this is what is good about globalization, so the positive consequences. Then, international organizations like NATO have increased global security, and due to the mutual economic dependencies, wars can mostly be avoided. Now, what does she do too? She also uses nice grammar structures. I use another color for that. We could also use another color for this and say vocab. That is not, for example, linking word vocab. Then, nevertheless, another linking word we have to bear in mind, also nice vocab, so this is blue too, that not everybody is profiting from globalization, which is controlled, and the which is controlled, another nice grammar structure, so this is green, by the upper elites who are driven, again another passive, by greed, and another relative clause for more wealth and power. Now she turns to, well, this is nevertheless is starting the, well, introduction of the negative parts. So a negative effect of globalization is the fact that Europeans are losing jobs because many companies are outsourcing, especially to Asian countries, hoping to profit from the cheaper labor considerably. Now, considerably is also nice, both grammar and vocab-wise. This also puts an immense pressure on employed Europeans who are always under the threat of losing their job. Threat of losing, another nice grammar structure, another gerund. And even if it doesn't happen, there are still a lot of wage cuts in richer countries. Then she goes on, another negative aspect has resulted from the close networking of the economies. If one country is hit by, so another negative aspect, also nice other linking stuff, then yeah, everyone is affected. Some critics are sure that globalization is damaging cultural diversity. Many cultures are facing a growing loss of identity, and the differences between countries are more and more vanishing. We Germans, for example, have already adopted things like Valentine's Day or Halloween, and food chains such as Burger King or Subway have become part of our culture. Now, this is nice as it gives an example. So content-wise, another color. It's also nice to have yeah, some diverse examples and stuff. Now we have furthermore is another linking word. You see how this runs on. So the critics blame globalization for the incursion of negative effects like communicable diseases, swine flu, and, well, today corona, and an increase in not only economic but also social global inequalities. The richest 20% of the world's population have the greatest share in the income, produce the most pollution, and use the most energy. Besides, there is a threat of corporations ruling the world since they wield more power than the average small country. This phenomenon is even supported by allegedly multilateral institutions like the IMF, so the International Monetary Fund, or the World Bank, which often only serve the interests of the United States and to a smaller extent that of other rich countries. Now, what does she do in the end? So the whole text had 636 words. Although globalization has definitely reduced the poverty in some countries, it has failed to rid the world of poverty, promising prosperity to everyone while only delivering it to few. I don't know why this is underlined. This is definitely not right. It causes more and more ecological problems and focuses particularly on business relationships and markets, whereas human needs and democracy are often disregarded. So this is a nice bridge, or a nice, well, yeah, from one part of the text to the next. So what we call in German Überleitung, and the English word is not there right now. On the whole, I would say that globalization is something that I would never want to miss because it offers us so many opportunities, but we should never forget that in some part of the world, workers who produce our consumer goods are exploited and work under terrible conditions. That is why political leaders and business managers should help attenuate the negative effects of globalization. Wages have to be risen in poorer countries, as well as health and safety standards, and the focus should be on the common interest of humanity so that everyone can benefit from globalization after all. So what does she do here? On the whole, I would say that. Now this is probably, oh, what did I do there? So probably this, because it's content. She gives a personal opinion, and in the end, well, she gives some outlook, some what could we do next. So the whole text is pretty well structured and has lots of nice ideas, has lots of nice linking words and everything. Sometimes she repeats herself. So for example, this is, well, of course, has already been there before, but I mean, it's quite from a distance from the other one, so that's okay. But I think on the whole, this is a very good example that can be used as a model for an answer to globalization. That's it.